Does Steelers offensive coordinator Matt Canada have a burner account on Twitter? He might have been caught, and I'm here to tell you, man, it's not impossible. Welcome into Steelers Talk by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Jack Sperry, and make sure you click that subscribe button and join us today for the Steelers Talk live show at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to be breaking it down. Coop and I are going to talk about the Ravens game this week, this Matt Canada stuff. If anything else comes up more to this afternoon, we're going to talk about that as well. Bunch of stuff happening here this week. You're not going to want to miss it, so make sure you click that subscribe button and join us at 3 p.m. this afternoon. Now let's get into this Matt Canada, craziness that's been going on over the last 24 hours. This is Dan Robbins, okay? So this is a Twitter account that was created in August of 2022. Currently, I don't know if you can see that, but he's currently following 0 people, and he is somebody that pretty much exclusively replies to other big-name Steelers Twitter accounts and defends Matt Canada. And there are many people that are speculating that this account is actually offensive coordinator Matt Canada defending himself on Twitter via a burner account. And let me tell you, man, it's not impossible, because when you try to log into this account here and the password thing on Twitter happens, this is the email that comes up. ma ... at s ... and that could absolutely be Matthew.Canada@Steelers.com. People are definitely speculating, given the nature of this account, because there's 0 followers, because it's just replying to big Steelers accounts, because it is completely and utterly defending Matt Canada's incompetence, that this is Matt Canada. So coming up here, I'm going to go over some of the tweets of what this Dan Robbins Twitter account has actually said to defend Matt Canada's honor here. But before I get into that, what do you guys think? Do you think this is a burner account from offensive coordinator Matt Canada? Give me a yes or give me a no. Give me your opinion down there in the comment section. And this is going to be the pinned comment on today's show. So whenever YouTube throws you an ad break here, it's going to happen here in just a couple of seconds. Take advantage of that time by giving me a yes or no down there in the comments. Now let's go over some of the things that Dan Robbins has said. So this first one here, Dan Robbins says, so the offensive line is an excuse for Kenny's struggles, but the OC is expected to turn water into wine. Makes sense. Of course, Jared Kane is one of the bigger Steelers presences on Twitter, and this definitely sounds like something Matt Canada would say to kind of defend his honor. You can go to the next one now, Coop. We got Alex Carosa, another guy that's very big on Steelers Twitter, says, buckle up for this one. Since 2021, the Steelers have had more first quarter drives and in turnovers than they have in touchdowns. They're the only team in the league with such a stat. And then Dan Robbins says, is Canada the one turning the ball over too? Which, is a decent, reply there by Dan Robbins, I guess. Kenny Pickett and this Steelers offense has definitely not done a great job. And they definitely share some of the blame here. But, this is definitely something that Matt Canada would be like. If I was the offensive play caller and my offense was giving up a bunch of interceptions and turnovers, I would probably want to say this as well. But at the same time, it's like the offensive coordinator plays a big role in getting the offense into the end zone. And what this stat shows is that this offense just doesn't get into the end zone, particularly early in games. Now, another one here from Dan Robbins says, Todd Haley, Randy Fitchner, and now Matt Canada. Who's the common denominator here? It's Mike Tomlin and Chris Boswell. This is an incredible tweet here, if this is actually from Matt Canada, okay? Because not only is he completely blasting his employer, Mike Tomlin, who has been his biggest fan, who has kept him around for way past his due, but he's also, for some reason, blasting Chris Boswell and blaming the kicker for the team's struggles over the last several years. This is absolutely incredible if this is actually from Matt Canada. Another one that comes from Dan Robbins here. So this is in response to a tweet saying that the Steelers' offense is predictable, a common criticism of the Matt Canada offense. Dan Robbins replies, every offense in the NFL is quote-unquote predictable. It's down to the players to overcome that. Coaches know Mahomes is going to Kelsey. The Vikings are going to Jefferson. that doesn't help stop them from getting the ball. The Steelers have a talent issue, not offensive coordinator. And listen, if this is actually Matt Canada here, this is an absolutely abysmal statement here from an NFL offensive coordinator. Okay, yes, teams know that teams are going to try to get the ball to their best players, like Travis Kelce and Justin Jefferson, right? But they do it in different ways. They don't know the exact play that you're going to run before you run it. This is an absolutely idiotic response by Dan Robbins here. And if this is Matt Canada, holy cow, man, this guy is just showing his incompetence right in front of the public eye. Here's another one. This is another one here where Dan Robbins is addressing the criticism that the Steelers have not had one 400-yard plus performance in the Matt Canada tenure here. And he says, so gaining 400 yards is more important than winning now. Canada's scheme helped the Steelers sustain long drives and control the clock last year. If you want to watch teams put up yards, check out the Minnesota Vikings. How's that going for them? Well, I mean, the Minnesota Vikings did win 13 games last year, Dan, so it worked out pretty good last year, I would say. A couple tough losses for the Vikes so far this year, but, putting up yards and putting up production is definitely important, okay? Having 400-yard performances over the last 3 seasons when the next lowest team in the NFL during that time is 4 and you have 0, there's just not an excuse for that. I don't care if Matt Canada's scheme helped this team sustain long drives. I mean, what does that even mean, man? If they're so long, why aren't the yards there in total? This is just an absolutely stupid response here, and it's absolutely something that I think Matt Canada would say if this account ends up being real. So if this is real, this is absolutely incredible, okay? Because we have a current NFL offensive coordinator who is getting blasted every single day on that platform, now engaging in the public eye and using his work email to do it. I mean, that would be absolutely insane. Now, I'm going to tell you whether or not I think that this is actually a real burner account from Matt Canada himself here in just a second. But first, let's have a word from our sponsor of today's show, BetUS. Go to chatsports.com/bet. Use promo code Steelers125 for a 125% deposit bonus on your bets this NFL season. So pretty much if you put in a deposit of $100 to $600, BetUS is going to match that 125% and give that money back to you to use on your bet. So if you put in a $100 deposit, you get $125 additional dollars free of charge. So a $225 value for a $100 deposit. So go to chatsports.com/bet. Use promo code Steelers125 to take advantage of that deposit bonus today. Now, what I will say here is that this is probably not a Matt Canada burner account, okay? This is what I'm going to say right now. It's not impossible that it's a Matt Canada burner, but it's definitely unlikely just because of what the Steelers' normal protocol is here for their emails, okay? So you look at what it would be for a Matt Canada true email for the Steelers. Like the Steelers, many organizations in the NFL have Steelers.NFL.com. They have 2 dots in there instead of just straight up Steelers.com in their email addresses. And this one clearly shows that it's ma.@Steelers.com. There's no .NFL in there, which makes me think that this isn't actually Matt Canada's a real work email. And what this is that it's a very, very good fake by a troll out there that wants us to believe that it is Matt Canada putting these things out there on Twitter. I think it's a very good fake. It's an excellent troll because it goes multiple layers deep here because this guy made an email account that had the first 2 letters MA and then @ssomething.com, and it comes out to Matt Canada @Steelers.com. That is an excellent, excellent fake if it is in fact fake, but if it's real, if this is somehow Matt Canada, the offensive coordinator of the Pittsburgh Steelers, defending his own honor with a fake name on Twitter. I mean, if this comes out to be absolutely true, I'm going to go absolutely bananas. But if you ask me personally, I don't think it is real. I think it is a fake and a damn good one at that. All right, that's going to be it for today's show, man. thank you so much for stopping by here. Make sure you stop by for the Steelers Talk live show here at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll talk more about this burner account if more comes out about it. We're going to be talking about the Ravens game. We got Super Chat stuff. We got a bunch of stuff coming your way this afternoon. So if you don't want to miss that, make sure you click that subscribe button and turn on your notifications.